All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to unpack some really powerful and, frankly, kind of scary ideas from Ahmad Mostaque. We're talking about a massive shift happening right under our feet. This isn't just another tech trend, you know? This is a fundamental rewriting of the rules of our civilization. It's what you'd call a phase transition for our entire economy.
And when you hear that, don't just think about your current job or even your career path. No. This goes deeper. This is about your entire economic relevance as a human being. It's a heavy thought for sure, but it's the core idea we really need to get our heads around, because the stakes just couldn't be higher.
And this slide just perfectly illustrates the central problem, doesn't it? It's like we're all living with two completely different dashboards. You've got the official one that our leaders watch, and it says everything's fantastic. The stock market's at an all-time high, GDP is growing, success. But then there's the dashboard of our actual, lived, human reality. And that one, well, it tells a very, very different story. We're richer on paper, yet poorer in spirit than at any point in modern history. This huge disconnect, it's the first screaming alarm that the paradigm is collapsing.
Okay, so let's dig into that. How in the world did we get here? Well, it all starts with how we measure success in the first place. For generations, our economic North Star has been this thing called gross domestic product, or GDP. But as we're about to see, this dashboard isn't just a little bit flawed, it's completely criminally insane.
Now, what's so wild about this is how it pulls back the curtain on just how perverse our main metric is. GDP literally counts human tragedy as an economic positive. Think about it. A hurricane destroys the city? Hey, that's a stimulus package. GDP goes up. A person gets a terrible cancer diagnosis? Their treatment could add hundreds of thousands to the GDP. A family falls apart? Well, that's 2 households now, with double the consumption. We've actually built an economy that profits from sickness, disaster, and social decay. It's wild.
So we've got this broken system that's running on a totally broken dashboard. But the real question is, why is it about to completely shatter now? To really get that, we need to take a quick look at how the very source of economic power has changed throughout human history.
Okay, so 4 times in the last 10,000 years, the source of what we consider economic value has completely flipped on its head. For millennia, it was all about land. Then, boom, the Industrial Revolution happens, and it becomes about organizing human labor. And for the last 50 years or so, it's been about capital, owning the machines, the factories, the software that replaced a lot of that labor. Each one of these shifts totally broke the world and then remade it into something brand new.
And this right here, this is the crucial point. We are living through the 4th and final inversion right now, and it's happening 100 times faster than any of the ones that came before it. The new source of value? It isn't land, it isn't labor, and it isn't capital. It's intelligence itself.
You see, for all of human history, intelligence was a form of labor. It was scarce, locked up inside our skulls. But now, it's become a form of capital. It's infinitely copyable, and it's recursively improving itself. The price of high-quality thought has collapsed by over 99.99%. This isn't just a productivity gain, folks. This is a phase transition. An economic system that's built on the scarcity of thought simply cannot survive when thought becomes almost free.
Back in 1492, there was this abbot named Trithemius, and he argued with all his heart that hand-copied manuscripts were morally superior to this newfangled thing called the printing press. Now, why would he say that? Well, because his monastery's entire income came from copying books by hand. You are Trithemius. Your job is hand-copying manuscripts. AI is the printing press. The only difference is you don't have 50 years to adapt.
The thing is, our entire economic system just can't process this change. And that's because its entire operating system is built on a set of foundational lies. And AI is now exposing those lies for everyone to see. Let's look at a couple of the really big ones.
I mean, the very first sentence of pretty much every economics textbook ever written is that economics is the study of how to allocate scarce resources. It's like the prime directive. The whole system is built on the idea that without scarcity, economics has no reason to even exist. But AI just shatters that foundation. We have actually achieved post-scarcity in the realm of intelligence. And our system, which was only ever designed to manage scarcity, can only see this incredible new abundance as a catastrophe. When expert knowledge becomes free, our GDP metric doesn't see an explosion of human capability. No, it only sees the collapse of the consulting industry.
Okay, the second big lie is that your work equals your worth. You know, the dignity of work, it's the bedrock of our civilization. Our jobs give us an income, yeah, but they also give us our identity. It's an equation that is felt, well, eternal.
So, previous waves of automation, they replaced our muscles, and we pivoted to our minds. But AI? AI replaces the mind itself. For the very first time in history, there's nowhere left to pivot. And this forces us to have a really terrifying but absolutely necessary conversation. How do we decouple a person's worth from their economic production?
So if the old dashboard is totally insane and the old rules are just lies, then we need a new compass, right? We need a healthier way to measure what actually matters for a thriving civilization. So let's explore what that might even look like.
So instead of just looking at GDP, we can measure 4 interconnected capitals. You've got material capital, which is our physical foundation. Then intelligence, our collective ability to actually solve problems. Network capital, which is all about the trust and connection that lets a society function. And finally, diversity, which is like our portfolio of options, our insurance policy against an uncertain future.
So here's the crucial point. These capitals don't just add up, they multiply. That means a zero in any one of those categories. Doesn't matter how high the others are, it results in total system failure. You know, the Soviet Union had immense material and intelligence capital, but its network and diversity were basically zero and it collapsed. Balance is absolutely everything. And this brings us to the really urgent conclusion. We are living in a critical window of time, right now. The choices we make in the very near future, they're going to define the path of humanity for generations to come.
Now, this 1,000-day window, it isn't a prediction of some single apocalypse event. Think of it like this. It's the point where the water in the pot, after being heated for a long time, finally boils. Before that moment, you can turn down the heat, but after it hits that boiling point, it becomes steam, no matter what you do. Our systems of money, work, and meaning, they are at that boiling point.
As the old system fails, there are really only 3 possible outcomes. The default path, the one we're on right now, is digital feudalism. Then there's the panic response, the great fragmentation, basically an algorithmic Cold War. And then there's the hard path, human symbiosis, where we consciously choose to build systems where AI amplifies our purpose. It's definitely the most difficult path, but it might be the only one where we come out the other side still recognizably human. So ultimately, this whole economic reckoning, it forces a much deeper, more profound question on all of us. This intelligence inversion isn't really just about jobs or money. The machines haven't just taken our tasks. They've freed us from the lie that we are our tasks. And that leaves us with the biggest, and maybe the most important question of all.